Please be seated. My Lord, Deputy Lord Lieutenant, Chair of University Council, members of the University, ladies and gentlemen, graduands. It's a great pleasure for me as Provost to welcome you to this morning to the great city of Swansea and this magnificent new digital arena to celebrate the conferment of degrees of the University of Wales, Trinity, St David, and to applaud the success of graduands of the Wales Institute of Science and Art. It's fitting that this convocation is being held in this state-of-the-art digital arena, as today we celebrate the success of graduates of not just Wales's oldest seat of higher education, but one of Wales's oldest centres of science and technology. For 2 centuries, this university has mirrored the changing educational and industrial landscape of Wales, always setting out to lead the development of new skills and knowledge, training the leaders of successive waves of technological innovation which have shaped this proud nation. As graduates of engineering, computing, construction, automotive engineering, manufacturing engineering, civil engineering, architecture, environmental conservation, animation, games design. Well, actually, you could have built this place yourselves. You have the skills to build and renew not just a building, not just a city, but a nation. Now, as we gather here in our academic and civic finery, it's a reminder of the connections that you, as graduates of a modern, contemporary university, have with those who have walked this way before. We do it to honour you, our graduating students, and also as a tribute to your loved ones, your families and friends who have supported you on your journey. But it also underlines the continuity which a university represents as a place of learning and of enlightenment, where minds are opened to new possibilities and where the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom is cherished. This graduation season is unlike any other in the long history of this historic university. It's almost 2 years to the day since that first lockdown. Within the space of a weekend, we all had to pivot to a new way of learning, a new way of doing university. The sacrifices you made to keep each other safe and the way in which you pulled together was nothing short of amazing. By your hard work and commitment, you showed a resilience and determination to succeed that has brought you to this point on this day. That resilience, that inner strength, is something that you would carry with you throughout what I'm sure will be long and successful careers. Now, having put your graduation celebrations on hold, on ice if you will, today is your day. It's your time to celebrate, and I'm sure later in the ceremony, as the names are read out, you'll take that opportunity to celebrate and to applaud and maybe the odd cheer to the success of this generation of young people. Now, as you reflect upon your time at university, I wonder what you remember most. Will it be the long hours perfecting your skills in the labs or workshops or computer rooms? Or late nights cramming for exams? Or I suspect, will it be the seemingly endless Teams meetings and the inevitable shouts of, "You're on mute"? Well, I leave that to you to think about. Now, as I look out at this sea of faces, one thing stands out, especially in the upper tiers there. And that's the look of pride and joy on the faces of your family and your friends. They've waited a long time for this moment. So, may I invite you, as our graduates, to briefly stand, turn around, and show your appreciation to your family and loved ones for the support, both emotional and financial, they've given you throughout your studies. Please. Thank you. Thank you. May I also take a moment to pay a personal tribute on your behalf to the staff of the Institute and professional services who have worked tirelessly to support you in your academic career. Back in March 2020, when faced with an unprecedented national emergency, they responded with speed and complete professionalism to transform their teaching methods to ensure your university education was able to continue. Not only did they transform their academic delivery, not easy when most of the subjects rely on access to sophisticated equipment on campus, but they also contributed to the national effort by producing PPE and hospital scrubs at a time when the country faced a critical shortage of supply. Thank you very much. Now, degree convocations are a chance both to celebrate the achievements of the graduates, but also to reflect on the progress of the university in its mission to undertake research, to educate, and to transform lives. As a university, and you've seen the signs everywhere, we're delighted and excited to celebrate our bicentenary, marking the 200th anniversary of the laying of the foundation stone of our Lampeter campus, where higher education began in Wales. But later this year, we'll be breaking ground and laying the foundation on our newest building, our newest development, the Innovation Matrix, sat alongside the IQ building here in Swansea. A new building designed to connect the very best of what the university has to offer together with innovative high-growth enterprises, providing jobs and opportunities not just for the graduates of today, but for the graduates of tomorrow. For 2 centuries, this university has borne witness to generations of graduates who have gone out, much like you today, into a world of constant change and uncertainty. In that time, one constant has remained, and that has been the impact of our graduates on the world around them in shaping the world they've inherited. Enlightened, educated, inquiring minds are vital if we are to build a just society. Now, that was true 200 years ago, and it's true today. In that context, you will be called upon in your time to play your part, and your contribution has never been more needed. The importance of engineering, computing, architecture, construction, a whole range of disciplines, environmental conservation, to building resilience and developing economic growth has never been so vital. The power to initiate change and apply scientific principles to transform the world in which we live is critical if we are to define a new, sustainable future in which the latest digital and net zero carbon technologies drive a new economy. Now, this city of Swansea, is no stranger to groundbreaking innovation. Around 180 years ago, in 1842, Swansea-born William Robert Grove invented the first electric fuel cell. His technological breakthrough paved the way for today's electric vehicle revolution and battery revolution. And UWTSD Swansea is still in the vanguard of this new digital revolution, which focuses on decarbonisation and digitally empowered innovation. And the skills and knowledge you have acquired place you at the forefront of this revolution. But remember, innovation is a process, not a destination, so you can't afford to stand still. Sir Henry Royce, the founder of Rolls-Royce, is quoted as saying, "Strive for perfection in everything you do. Take the best that exists and make it better. When it does not exist, design it." That sounds like the motto of Wiser to me. If I speak to the Dean, Barry Lyles. When it does not exist, design it. Today, as you graduate with your BA, your BEng, your BSc, your MEng, your MSc, or even your PhD, I hope you remember that the qualification is but a milestone, a marker on a lifelong educational journey. A moment to pause. Celebrate, yes, but to reflect, to savour what you have achieved before moving on to the next challenge. There's always something new to learn, and I hope that you return to us for the next stage of your academic and educational adventure. So as for today, this is your day, your moment to celebrate. Despite all the challenges you faced to get to this point, you have made it, and you can congratulate yourselves for that, for an outstanding achievement. You triumphed, and in the process, you've developed skills, knowledge, wisdom, and confidence to set you up for life. As a university, we're so proud of you. And we're also proud of our record as a university of enterprise, with more active graduate startups than any other UK university. So, if that's your ambition, to be your own boss, then go for it. And when you make your millions, don't forget us. We'll be delighted to help you spend it and pass something on to the next generation of learners here at UWTSD, or even welcome you from next year to partner with us in our new innovation matrix and establish your business here in the city of Swansea. As you build your careers, though, always remember to balance personal development with care and compassion for others. In the famous novel To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, the hero, Atticus Finch, teaches his daughter how to better understand and get along with people from different backgrounds to hers, by saying to her, "You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it." We live in a small and interconnected world in which even small acts of kindness and understanding can make a difference. So my challenge to you as this educated generation, and as you step out into the world, is to make a difference in your time for your generation. As graduates of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, you join a network of graduates numbering tens of thousands, which spans the globe. So you may have arrived at this university as a stranger from the other side of the world, or you may have just come round the corner. But as you leave us, I hope that you'll be proud to carry a part of Wales, the University of Wales, Trinity St David, in your hearts. So as to conclude, may I say, may God bless you and prosper you in all you do. And whatever you do, do it well and do it with integrity. I wish you well, I wish you joy, and I wish you peace. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you very much.
Gorau awen gwirionedd. Bydded hysbys i aelodau'r Brifysgol ac i bawb sydd yn bresennol y cynhelir ar y 9 o Fawrth 2022 yma yn Ninas Abertawe gynulliadau awdurdodedig Prifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant i dderbyn i'w priodol raddau bersonau da ei gair sydd drwy afrydiaeth yn y Brifysgol a thrwy ddisg, medr a dyfalbarhad wedi teilyngu'r cyfryw raddau yn unol ar ordeiniadau'r cyrff dyfarnu, gyda phob gweddi a dymuniad ar iddynt fwynhau iechyd a hir hoedlu wasanaeth eu cenhedlaeth a'i gwlad dan fendith y nef. Yna, dy oleini a gyfyd mewn tywyllwch a dywyllwch a fydd fel hanner dydd, a rhai a fyddant ohono ti a adeiladant yr hyn ddiffeithleoedd. Gorau awen gwirionedd. The best inspiration is truth. Be it known to members of the university and to all here present that authorised congregations of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, are being held here in the city of Swansea on the 29th of March 2022 to admit to their appropriate degrees worthy persons who have, through study at the university and through learning, ability and perseverance, been deemed worthy of such degrees in accordance with the ordinances of the awarding bodies, in the hope that they may be given health and long life to serve their generation and their country under the blessing of heaven. Then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday, and they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Byddai'r hysbys i aelodau'r Brifysgol ac i bawb sydd yn bresennol fod Prifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant wedi rhoddi'r awdurdod i'r athro Medwyn Hughes neu gynrychiolydd dderbyn i'w graddau, fyfyrwyr Prifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd raddau yn unol ar rheolau'r Brifysgol. Gwelir enwau'r myfyrwyr y gellir ei derbyn i'w graddau yn y cynulliad hwn ar y rhestru printiedig sydd wedi ei dosbarthu. Let it be known to members of the University and to all who are present that the University of Wales Trinity St David has granted authority to Professor Medwyn Hughes or his nominee to admit to their degrees students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have qualified for degrees according to the regulations of the university. The names of the students that can be admitted to their degrees at this congregation can be found on the printed lists that have been distributed.
Anrhyddedus Provost, cyflwynodd I ti disgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd radd doethir y mewn athroniaeth. Honourable Provost, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have gained the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Ewan Hoyle. Kelvin Lake. Anrhyddedus Provost, cyflwynaf I ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd radd maestr yn y celfyddydau. Honourable Provost, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have gained a degree of Master in Arts. Bibin Likos. Benjamin Richards. David Smith. Anrhyddedus Provost, cyflwynaf I ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd radd maestr mewn perianneg. Honourable Provost, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have gained the degree of Master of Engineering. Robert Hughes. Simon Hughes. Anrhyddedus Provost, cyflwynaf I ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd radd maestr yn y gwyddorau. Honourable Provost, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have gained a degree of Master of Science. Lauren Page Collins. Paige Louise Harris. Michael John Terence Anderson. Yusuf Bukra. Milo James Ward. William Thomas. Adrian William Devenold. Stephen David Thomas. Joseph Julian Blackmore. Rhian Peto. Marie Amy West. Kyle Carter. Alan Keith Norris. Sarah Rachel Chappell-Smith. Jake Allen Mowbray. Dilshad Rahamani. George Joseph Wright. Owen Lyndon Lord. Joseph Ian Thomas. Dion Glyn Atkinson. Callum James Hill. Toby Richard Gary Marshall. Danny John Richardson. Nicholas David Thomas. Brad Hunter. Adam Peter Davis. Jamie Ellis. Thomas Owen Hinton. Lee Michael Kenneth Joseph. Anthony Warika Nongay. Lee James Roger. Solomon Mukata Simokoko. Andredydd Provost, cyflwynaf I ti ddisgybl o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd diploma ôl raddedig. Honourable Provost, I present to you a student of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who has gained a postgraduate diploma, Thomas David Sykes. Andredydd Provost, cyflwynaf I ti ddisgybl o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd dysysgrif ôl raddedig. Honourable Provost, I present to you students of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who have gained a postgraduate certificate. Robin Mair Matthews. Sandra Marilia Idea Slenino. Andredydd Provost, cyflwynaf I ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd radd baglor yn y cyfryddadau. Honourable Provost, I present to you students of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who have gained a degree of Bachelor of Arts. Jordan Danielle Davis. Carol Ann Evans. Gareth Lewis. Carol Andre Schwartz. Hannah Maria Gishad. Matthew William Allen Martin. Eleanor Louise Morgan. Thomas Peter Woodvine. Nathan Gwyn Chaplin. Matthew Evans. Connor Hale. Jordan Lee. Mitchell Clark Peter Newman. Harry Francis Phillips. Gareth Titley. Bethan Louise Brooke. Andrededdus Provost, cyflwynaf i ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant, enillodd radd baglor mewn Perianneg. Honourable Provost, I present to you students of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who have gained a degree of Bachelor of Engineering. Joshua Bass. Yang Wei Go. Maximilian Richard Hart. Thomas Lynn. Stefan Rhys Robinson. Risa Shafipour Matlog. Daniel Wilcox. Wuthaina Al-Jarrah. Aneirin Llywelyn Creed. Sean Farthing. Morgan Joseph Glyn Jones. Noor Srihini. Jordan Ashley Thomas. Sean James Llewellyn Evans. Harry William Foxton. Oksana Gomziakova. Joshua Grant Brinkum. Raoul Morgan Chappell. Joshua Evans. Paul Davis. Gareth Rhys Francis. Michael James Cheeseman. Cameron Russell Davis. Luke James David Davis. Darren Griffiths. Jordan Ross Jenkins. Jonathan Hugh Jones. Thomas George Pettifer. Elizabeth May Roberts. Peter Michael Temple. Stuart William Wallace. Iwan Rhys Dyer. Haptom Girmay. Marcos Gonzalez Norris. James Gregory. Ashley Lloyd Morris. Paul Michael Williams. Zachary Thomas Church. Emmanuel de Costa. Paul James Gormley. Antonio Maria Paquet Januario. Kasper Oscar Kashmareczek. David Meliorati Nua. Alexander Harrison O'Kay. Wesley John Patrick. Alexander George Robert Penny. Matt Skochulas. Lee Christopher Stewart. Connor James Williams. Ewan Carter. Aidan Michael Gretham Chapman. George Dalton Brown. Daniel Davies. Jeffrey Ellis. Simon Ellis-Williams. Carl Peter Engelbach. Harry Farnhill. Anthony Howe. Michael James George Hayes. Ivan Hopkins. Joshua Lewis. Peter Adam Olifi. Christian Parry. Owain Marsden Phillips. James Smith. Timothy Neville Stanbury. Sam Allen Williams. Andrew Davies Provost, gyflwynaf I ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant yn enillodd radd baglor yn y gwyddorau. Honourable Provost, I present to you students of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who have gained the degree of Bachelor of Science. Jordan Pritchard. Ella Kerr. Blanca Agnieszka Grubena. Mikhail Gibral Samuel Sayahan Islam Ahmed. Samasi Henderson Crowther. Chloe Diana Knight. Nikki Michaela Kunani. Kieran James Lamb. Morgan Benjamin Lation Summons. Naomi Pocknell. Nathaniel Rains. Josh William Youngs. Aidan Paul Chappell-Smith. Alison Stephanie Anduri. Sangwani Meina. Joseph Spencer William Rihon. Lewis Evans. Connor Gilbert. Nathan Hunt. Matthew McPherson. Jennifer Autumn Sapphire Sagison. Kieran Hughes. Laurie Jones. Ewan James Richards. Kai Harley Strandregan. Runa Ambreen Bibi. Saeed Hamed. Andom Fakadru Alameo. Imran Ali. Joshua Batchelor. Lauren Davis. James Lewis Denton. James Robert Dunhill. Shay Friel. Callum Jack William Jones. Lutza Ada Lamae. Bright Nea Kamba. Connor Mitchell Osborne. Kaylee Louise Shoulder. Daniel Kieran Wadham. Paul Weaver. Matthew Thomas Howells. Jonathan Samuel Davis. Matthew James Dickinson. Bartosz Galantovich. David James. Richard Harris. Jack Daniel Partridge. Kieran John Ayres. Mohammad Wael Baghadri. Andrew John Edward Cooper. Dylan Evans. Scott Alex Howells. Nathan Daniel Morgan. Anthony Smith. Rhys Davies. Joshua David Ford. Shamwel Hashan. Sai Hasha Yangili. Ewan Jones. Daniel Rhys Newman. Liam James Salter. Matthew Coos. Esther Angharad Anderson. Liam Joseph Burner. Mark Davis. Ianto Griffiths. Mark David Andrew Jones. Adam William Myrek. Daniel Lee Stone. Abdul Yosim Awal. Natasha Rose Dodds. Isabella Gala. Michelle Richards. Jennifer Roper. Abby Louise Hill. Aaron Diplock. Nabeen Abdal Mia. Ashley Dylan Jones. Ian John Newbury. Mark Darren Reid. Rhys Gwynant Roberts. Daniel Stewart Tate. Andrew Neil Brewer. Andrew Davies Provost, Grwynaf i ti ddisgybl o Brifysgol Cymru a Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd diploma addysg uwch. Honourable Provost, I present to you a student of the University of Wales, Trinity St David's, who have gained a diploma of higher education. Mohammed Abdul Farhan. Anrydeddus Provost, cyflwynaf i ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru a Drindod Dewi Sant, a enillodd dysysgrif addysg uwch. Honourable Provost, I present to you students of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who have gained a certificate of higher education. Richard Mark Howells. Jack David Williams. Anrydeddus Provost, cyflwynaf i ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru a Drindod Dewi Sant, a enillodd diploma cenedlaethol uwch. Honourable Provost, I present to you students of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who have gained a higher national diploma. Danielle Haynes. Adam Lee Horton. Kataina Pindel. Imre Ben-Stari. Sean Thomas Perks. Anrydeddus Provost, cyflwynaf i ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru a Drindod Dewi Sant, a enillodd dysysgrif genedlaethol uwch. Honourable Provost, I present to you a student of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who has gained a higher national certificate, Joshua Davis.
Gai ofn i'r holl fyfyrwyr I sefyll. Please may I ask all graduands to stand so that we may formally admit you to your degrees. And I call upon the officers of the university to join me. Trwy awdurdod I Brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi, dybyniaf chi i'ch priod raddau. By the authority of the university entrusted to me, I accept you to your appropriate awards of the University of Wales, Trinity St David.
Boed eich gofal yn wastad dros lwyd ac yn rydedd ein prifysgol a'n gwlad. May your care be forever for the success and good name of our university and country.
Croeso I sefydliad Ceredigion I Prifysgol. Welcome to the Institute of Graduates.
Llongyfarchiadau. Congratulations, you are now graduates of the University of Wales, Trinity St David.
Anrydeddus Provost, cymerydwyaf I ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru a Drindod Dewi Sant, nad ydyn yn bresennol yn y sermoni hon, ond sy'n gymwys I dderbyn cymhwyster, mae eu henwau wedi eu cofnodi yn ganolog. Honourable Provost, I commend to you students of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who are not present at this ceremony, but have duly qualified for an award. The names of these students are recorded centrally.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol, am ymddiriedwyd I mi, dybyniaf I myfyrwyr hyn yw dyfriniadau. by the authority of the university committed to me, I admit these students to their awards.
Questo e quello per me pari sono a quant'altre d'intorno ed intorno mi vedo. Del mio cuore l'impero non c'era, meglio ad una che d'altra beltà. La costoro avvenenza e quel dono di che il fatto le fiora la vita. So di questa mi torna gradita, forse un'altra, domani sarà un'altra, forse un'altra, domani sarà. La costanza tiranna del cuore detestiamo, col morbo crudele. Sol chi vuole si serve fedele, non va morno no, se non v'è libertà. De mariti il geloso furore, degli amanti le smanie derido, anco d'argo i cento che disfido, se mi punge una qualche beltà. Se mi punge una qualche beltà.
Deputy Lord Lieutenant, a Provost of the University, a Deputy Chair, Members of Council, academic staff and graduands. Many congratulations on your success today. You waited a long time, haven't you? But basically, we are here to celebrate your success, but also to remember that you are part of an university that this year celebrates 200 years. And the story of this university is a very interesting one. Lampeter, Swansea Institute of Met, Carmarthen, Trinity College, the University of Wales, and of course, we've got our further education colleges in Coleg, Ceredigion, and Coleg, Ceredigion. So there's a rich tapestry within this university. And today, you become members of that university. A university which has values and principles which we adhere to. And that story is very important for us all. Things have changed in 200 years, and as I stand here, I see the diverse nature of our university. A student body that is made up of people from various traditions. Because the one thing I want to say this morning, which is vitally important, that this is a university that does not discriminate because of the color of your skin. This is a university that doesn't discriminate because of your faith or belief systems, or of no belief at all, or of your sexual orientation. We are a diverse university, and each one of you, in your own personal story and personal journey, have enriched this university in your relationships with each other, but also in this institution. the richness of people who come from different backgrounds and different traditions is vitally important. Now, as a part of our celebrations, we are, as a university, looking to develop the personal stories of 200 alumni. And each personal story has something special to say about the individuals, but about their contribution to the community and to the nation. Your individual stories also will have something to say, because individual stories and journeys are not only important to you, they're important to your families. How many children are there today who must be very proud to see their parents graduating? How many parents here today look with pride at the success of their children, and possibly some relief? But also, your personal stories have an influence on the community which you belong to. Your personal stories help to formulate what kind of nation we have. A nation where there is mutual respect and admiration for each other. A nation where we build each other up and support each other. A nation which is not based on bigotry, but on an openness and a transparency where people are welcomed and cared for and looked after. In your professions, you will be making many, many decisions. But can I ask you, whatever you decide, make sure that when you build your own lives, that you're helping to build others also. Because what this world needs is a country and a nations that look after each other. We've all been dismayed by the conflict in the Ukraine and what's happened there, and the brutal suffering of so many people. A few weekends ago, my two grandsons, they're twin boys, they were asking me questions about what was happening in Ukraine. And one of them, I'm not sure whether he had a twinkle in an eye, said, have you been involved in any wars, Dickie? And I said, no, but your great-grandfather had. And I told them the story of what happened during the Second World War, and they were very interested. But they said, what's the point of war? What's the point of killing people? What's the point of creating suffering? And they were right. In our society today, we need bridge builders. We need people who can develop the right relationships. We need people who have a vision for the future, where they will build for those who are less fortunate. As graduates of this university, I am very proud of what you've achieved through very difficult and challenging circumstances. You are a credit to this university, as you are a credit to your families. May I offer you today every success and blessing for the future, and may your contribution be not only important for you as a family and for your friends, but for the community and the world in which we live, to strive for a far better and peaceful world. Thank you very much. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Well, as we draw our proceedings to a close, may I ask you all to be upstanding so we may receive the university standard and mace. Gorau gwirionedd, byddai'r hysbys i aelodau'r Brifysgol fod y cynulliad hwn bellach ar ben, ac y byddwn ni'n ail ymgynnell yma yn Ninas Abertawe a prynhawn yma i barhau i gyflwyno graddau yn enw Prifysgol Cymru a Drindod Dewi Sant. Be it known to members of the university that this congregation is now at a close, and we reconvene here in the city of Swansea this afternoon to continue to confer the degrees of the University of Wales, Trinity, St David. Hir oes i'r Prifysgol. Now I may ask you to remain upstanding for our two national anthems.